The idea of gamification was already present in one of the first scripts because, of course, it's a very nice form to play with. It's a game, so it's playish, and theater is also a game. It's about playing. But it's also important because it's meant for youngsters, starting from 12, 13. And of course, it's their world, the games and everything. So that's also a bit of a gift towards the public. At a certain moment in the narrative, there is an escape scene where the two main characters have to flee from the house because it has become a big threat to them. And so they have to run away from the house. So they start running in the library, then come in the garden, and then finally in the sewer. That's something we discussed. We made a whole scenario with the game developer. And so it was actually based on Temple Run or this kind of running games. And that's quite a big sequence in the performance. And the form or the choice for a game was, of course, because if you try to mimic that, that's quite stupid, although we do that with the game in the performance, and it is quite stupid, but in a good way. Or you have to talk about it, and that's not the same, it doesn't have the same attraction or the same appeal. So it was definitely a choice to do that in a game environment in order to make it work. And also, because we showed the operator, live prompting, etc., now he could also play the game live as if he's playing the game. So that was a layer on top of that.
Purely technologically, it's a video game that's made in Unity, and I'm playing the video game with a simple controller on our central server. So that's a PC that we're playing on. The thing is, inherently in the narrative, I'm also part of the scene. So that's a role that I can play. I can play the player. And that was a choice to show the player playing the video game or the operator being part of the performance. You can use video gaming absolutely for every audience. I don't think that you need a reference as an audience. The thing is that if you take into account the idea of a video game which is interactive, which is trying to make a connection with a person and a character, that kind of resembles what theater also means. So how do you start with integrating a video game into your performance? The thing is that for us, it was a scene. It was like as if we would go to a set designer and ask, okay, for this scene, we would like this coming out of that and that. So that's actually where we started off. In our network, we found a game designer and we asked him as if he was a set designer. We told him the whole context of the narrative and the scene, that it has to feel like a video game. And at a certain point he said, well, I'm a game designer, so let me make a video game for you guys. And we were like, yeah, absolutely. So that we can play it live on scene. So this performance, we had obviously budgetary limits, but this budget didn't exceed from just, well, let's say non-technological performances. So if you take into account a certain budget for a set designer, but you give it to a video game designer, obviously there are limitations. You have to work with libraries, you have to work with a certain set amount of things that already exist. You cannot develop things yourself that easily because that costs a lot. But if you take that into account, it's perfectly doable with a limited budget, actually.